Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be my monthly installment of Shop My Stash. So that is a series that I do here on my channel where I pick out products to use for the month, just give a little bit of my collection, a little bit more love. I come back, report my findings to you, decide if I'm going to keep them or declutter them, and then we turn around and pick out new products for the next month together. So if that sounds good to you, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't yet. I would love it if you stuck around. But with all that, let's just get to talking about these products. All right, so first thing I want to go over is I am trying to grow my Instagram just a little bit. So I'm going to put the link in the description box. It usually always is in the description box, but I'm going to raise it a little bit. If you want to go follow me on Instagram, I do post a little bit more of my personal stuff there. Like I recently just got a tattoo. So if you want to see more like behind the scenes about my life types of things, then make sure you go follow me on Instagram because I'm just trying to grow all of my platforms a little bit. I tend to like hyper focus on one, which was YouTube, and now I'm kind of trying to just dabble in Instagram a little bit more, kind of venture off into over there. So I would really appreciate it if you gave me a follow. But after that, going over my Shop My Stash items, there's going to be less declutters from month to month that I can foresee, only because I did do a pretty big declutter, big in my opinion. I did sit down and go through my entire collection and kind of just declutter category by category. So for the most part, these should be things that I like, and I'm just trying to get a little bit of usage on them. I will link my declutter playlist up above if you want to go check that out. But now that we've gotten both of those PSAs out of the way, let's get into what I actually think of these products and what I've actually been using for the past month. Most of these are on my face today. Of course, everything that I'm wearing is linked down below. All right, starting with primer. This is a K-Beauty primer. It's the I'm Unny Watery Rose Makeup Base. This is actually really nice. So I've used quite a bit of this past month. I don't know if you can see. I maybe was like 20% through this, and now I would say maybe I'm like 30%. You don't need that much. I still use it with my Project Pan primer. That's a lot of P's. So that's more of a moisturizing primer. So I would go in with that. Then I would put this on top. It's very thick, but when you kind of rub it into the skin, it turns into this like watery, not silicone-y, but a little bit in between a silicone and a water. So if you don't love a silicone, but you want your makeup to be a little bit more smoothing, this could be a nice compromise to that. I'm not going to say it fully doesn't feel like silicone. It definitely still has that feeling. So if you don't like that texture, you might not like this, but it's kind of like a very mild version of a silicone primer. I quite like this. I would love to finish it up, get it out of my collection. I don't love it enough to repurchase it, but I like it enough to use it until it's finished. Then for concealer, this is my Holy Grail concealer. I just had to pull it in to get some more love on it. It's the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Concealer. I have the shade 2.7 and Coconut Flakes. Could maybe go down a shade, I think. This is kind of like my foundation shade, but that's okay. This is the best concealer of all time. I've tried quite a few concealers, and I don't know what it is about this one. Like I said, I'm wearing it today, and it just is the only concealer that fully gets rid of my dark circles under my eyes without looking heavy, cakey, full coverage. Like this is full coverage, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't look full coverage under the eyes. It doesn't look heavy. It doesn't crease. It says that it's a luminous matte finish, and it is. I don't know how to explain it, but this is the best concealer I've ever tried. Now, this wouldn't be my only concealer in my collection. Like if I only could have one concealer, I probably would still stick with the Givenchy Prism Lead because it's a little bit lighter of a concealer and a more well-rounded if I was going to do like a no makeup makeup. I'm going on a tangent. I'm like putting fake scenarios in my head that I don't need to do. Point being, if I had like a very, very curated minimal collection, I would only have 2 concealers, and it would be this one and the Givenchy. I love this so, so much, and I tend to neglect it because I try to rotate through my other concealers and save this for a special occasion. I need to stop doing that because it just makes your base look flawless. Like a good concealer really does aid in how your foundation looks. I don't know what else to say about this other than like go buy it if you haven't tried it. I think they now sell it in minis, so you could try it for a smaller price point and just see how great it is. Then we're going to go into foundation. I pulled 2 drugstore foundations, the Covergirl and Olay Simply Ageless. This is the 3-in-1 foundation. I have the shade 220 Creamy Natural. So I pulled this one in, and I'm making good progress on it. Not great progress. I have a lot of foundations, more than any person should have, but it is an airless pump, and I'm about to right here. So considering it was probably like here when it was completely full, I'm happy with the usage on that, with the amount of foundations I have in my collection. I didn't love this as much as I remember loving it. It just is like very, very thick. I will pump it out for you. Like it is a very thick foundation. So what I ended up doing, and it's the combination that I'm wearing on my face, is I mixed it with my L'Oreal Age Perfect. This is the Radiant Serum Foundation in the shade 40 Natural Buff. This is like one of my darkest foundations. It's definitely too dark for me on my own, but this, because it's a serum foundation, you can hear it, is very, very liquidy. So they were the perfect combination to just mix together, and it gave me the exact kind of finish that I wanted. This kind of really gave like the coverage. This kind of gave like the dewiness without too much of a dew, because I'm not like a super foundation dewy kind of girl. So really liked the combination. I always paired them together when I was using them, mainly because of the shade and also because of the texture, but happy to also get some usage on that. I will probably continue if I need a darkener for my foundation. I'll probably keep using this, because sometimes right now we're like peak of the darkest I'm going to be. It probably doesn't look that much darker to you from my winter shade, but trust me, I did get a lot of color. So this will help with some of those foundations, and it's a nice one to kind of mix in. I find that doesn't affect the foundation too much, because I also did use this with my Project Pan foundation, and it helped a lot with that as well. So really happy with both of those foundations. They will continue to stay in my collection. It is a little bit unfortunate that the Covergirl I don't love as much. Like this could be on the chopping block because I can't use it on its own. Well, I could, but I don't love it. It just was so thick. I'll think about that later though. We don't have to think about that today. Then for powder, I actually pulled 2 powders. I usually only pull 1, but I pulled an under eye powder, which is the number 7 Lift and Luminate in light medium. This is supposed to be a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury. I did fully finish a Charlotte Tilbury airbrush flawless finishing powder, whatever that is, and I told myself I had to use this before I repurchased that powder. I would just repurchase this powder. It's less expensive. It does the same thing. I would say it's a really good dupe for it. It's really finely milled. It looks really nice under the eyes. I probably used this the most this past month out of everything that I reached for. It just was a go-to powder for me. You can't tell, but there is like a dip starting to form. And when I pulled this in, you could see the logo. So I know that I got really good usage on it. Really like it. Highly recommend, especially as like a dupe product if you're looking for the Charlotte Tilbury powder, which is also a really great powder, but why spend the money on that when you could spend the money on this one? The second powder I pulled in was more of like a powder foundation. This is the Dior No Powder Powder. Had its time on the YouTube space. Here's what mine is looking like. I've pretty much completely worn away the logo by now, which is really, really nice. I have the shade 2N. They discontinued this powder. I would like to get it out of my collection. It is really nice, but for me, this is a powder that you only wear on its own. I don't like putting this on top of foundation. I think it's just too heavy. I don't know if you can tell the swatch there, but just on a bare face, just over primer, it looks beautiful. So there were some days where it just was so hot. I wanted minimal makeup and I reached for this, and I'm really happy that I did this. I had a friend here who panned one of these, and hers kind of darkened on her and she ended up using it as a bronzer. Mine hasn't done that yet, so we'll see. I kind of want to prioritize this sooner rather than later, but my Project Pan powder currently is going to take me quite a minute before I can roll in another powder. So this is kind of on the back burner, but when I do just really not want to put on a liquid foundation, this is a really nice option, even though you can't get it anymore. Now we move into cheek products, and I usually pull in cream and powder. So let's go over cream first. My cream bronzer was the Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Beautiful Skin Sunkissed Glow Bronzer. I have the shade medium, and I talked about this because I did a dedicated review on this when it first came out. I'll link it up above. But this is quite dark for me, which is why I pulled it in during summer. I really thought I was going to hit pan in this. I'm a little bit disappointed, but it's okay. I do also have a cream bronzer in my Project Pan, so I kind of split my time between the two. Wish I had hit pan, but next time, there's next time. Anyways, where I was going with this is I have the powder version of the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer, and I have the shade medium in that. But medium in this is so much darker, which is why I can only wear it in the summer. Wish I had gotten the fair shade, but it's too late for that. I'm not going to have two of these cream bronzers. Like, first I need to finish this one. Then my cream blush was this NudeStix. This is they call it a bronze, so it's the all over bronze color in Sunkissed. This is like the perfect bronzer blush sunburnt summer shade. It just looks beautiful. I love this so much. It is one of those, like, you don't need to wear a bronzer. You can just wear just this. And I would wear this. So what I would do is I would put this on my cheeks, and then I would go in with my Dior powder on top of it for just a really natural flush look in the summertime. And it was absolutely perfect for that. Still wish, I've gotten some use on this. Like, you're starting to see some wear. It's very rare that you can see like significant progress. Not only am I a light makeup user, but I have a very large collection. So when I see progress on these types of things, it makes me feel good, but I would also love to pull this into a project and just finish it off. I love it, but it is kind of more of a seasonal product, and that's why I feel like there's not as much use on it as maybe some other cream blushes that I could pull in. I am wearing it today though, and I love it. I really do love this so much. It's the only NudeStix product that I've kept. I've purchased quite a few of these sticks over the years, and I've just decluttered them all. Now we go into powder cheeks. I have my bronzer here. This is the Clinique Powder Pop, Flower Pop, and Solar Pop. A lot of pops. And this was unopened in my collection, and I feel like I made some pretty good progress on this. It had this beautiful flower embossing, and that's almost completely worn away, at least in the center. You kind of have it around the ring here. Really, really love this bronzer. It's the perfect tone for summer. It was light enough. I could kind of go in heavy-handed and not be too worried that I was over bronzing. It wasn't too orange. It wasn't too cool. Really nice neutral bronzer. Again, this is discontinued now because I keep my makeup for way too long, but I'm happy that I have this. I'm happy that I finally pulled it out and used it and took it out of its box. So this is one that I'll definitely be going back to, like a favorite bronzer now. And then for powder, blush, and highlight, I actually pulled a face palette, which also just had some eyeshadows in it. It was the Tarte Aspyn Ovard palette, and it looks like this. So it had the blush, the highlight, and then I'm wearing all these eyeshadows. Well, not all these eyeshadows, but I'm wearing these eyeshadows today. This was like a palette that got away from me when it first launched. I just didn't have the money to purchase it, and then it was limited edition. It went away. They brought it back years and years later. I had to get it. And it's everything that I wanted and more in a palette. It's a really great travel palette. I did actually take this traveling with me. It has great neutrals in here. The blush is neutral. The highlight's nice. I have nothing bad to say about this palette other than it's only good for a light skin tone. if you have a dark skin tone, I mean, these eyeshadow shades are just too light for you, I would imagine. I'm not going to like say that with 100% certainty, but this to me is a very light leaning palette that can only cater to those types of skin tones. And, you know, being in that skin tone category, I love this palette. I wanted it so bad because Mel Thompson went through like multiples of this palette, and I just never was able to get my hands on it. And it's very, very special to me that I was able to finally. And then once I got it, it sat in my drawer unused. So I knew I had to pull it to shop my stash to finally get some use on it. And I'm glad that I did. So that covers all of the base products. I just have lips, and then we'll pull some products together. I usually pull 4 lip products, so that's what I have here. The first one is a gloss. It's the Bare Minerals gloss in Sincerity. Really nice gloss. I actually really enjoy the Bare Minerals gloss formula. It's more opaque, so if you don't love an opaque gloss, you won't like this. But every one that I've tried is really, really nice. They did change the scent because the old scent used to smell like chocolate, and now this smells like fruit, like a Gushers almost. Yeah, I love that much more. I'm not a chocolate fan, so this scent to me is much better than the old one. Really, really nice. No complaints about this. I got this for free actually when I made like a Black Friday order last holiday from Bare Minerals, and I'm happy I have it. Would I go out of my way to purchase it? No, but I'm happy that I have it. And then the other 3 were little minis from Charlotte Tilbury. I just pulled all 3 of these. I got this like in a holiday kit one year. So it comes with 3 shades. We have JK Magic, and it's just a nice nude. Then we have, I can barely read these, Viva La Viguera, and this is the one that I'm actually wearing today. My look's kind of a little bit more fall-like, but that's okay. It's what I was feeling. And then the third one is Amazing Mall, which is kind of like a really pretty berry. So I'm going to show you all 3. We have JK Magic, we have Viva La Viguera, the one that I'm wearing, and then Amazing Mall. This one looks really pretty, kind of just dabbed out, not like a full sheer or full opaque color, but like kind of just like tapped on. I really like this one a lot. These really kind of push me out of my comfort zone. You don't see me wearing this kind of lip a lot, but when I do, I feel really pretty. Like I put on this yellow dress with it. It's a little bit fall, like I already said, but I don't know. I'm feeling this vibe a little bit. Really like this formula. And I have nothing bad to say about it. Would I like repurchase it? Probably not these colors. Like I can't even see myself finishing these colors. This color here, like I can't purchase just on principle, but while I have it, I will try to finish it. So I don't know. The kissing formula from Charlotte Tilbury is a really nice formula. I think she excels in her lip products, but I'm happy to have minis. I would like purchase another one of these sets, but I'm kind of past the point in my life where I want to spend $40 on a lipstick. I kind of just am. But those are all of my products that I've been using for the past month. Let me turn you around and we're going to pick out new products for the next month together. Here we go, starting with primer. This is always one of my hardest ones to decide on because I just want to finish some of these up. So I'm thinking that maybe I will pull in this Wet n Wild Impossible. I think it's been a minute since I pulled this one in, and it's also one that just doesn't last long once you open it. So I would really just love to get this one out. So this will be my primer. Now concealer is also a tougher category for me to pull because I always want to make sure I'm rotating through them, but also a lot of these are just different colors, whether they're winter shades or summer shades. But I feel like it's been a minute since I pulled in my Gucci. So let's pull this one in because I don't even remember the last time I pulled this in to shop my stash. So I think this is a good choice. Now I'm sure you're looking at this foundation drawer and thinking that it is way too many foundations, and you would be correct. However, there's a second drawer that's even fuller. I have too many foundations, but I did recently do a foundation declutter, and these are the ones that I like and want to keep. I think I want to pull in the About Face, the Performer. This is a little bit dark for me, so it would be good as just a last hurrah to summer. And then I would like to pull one more in, just so we have two. And maybe this one. This is actually unopened in my collection. It's the Covergirl Olay Simply Ageless, but this is a balm instead. And it looks like this. So maybe I can try it out. I did swatch it, but at least see if it's kind of similar to the liquid foundation, since I recently pulled that in and we're putting that one back. I can see if it's a little bit better and then maybe declutter one of them. I'm really intrigued by this. Even though I haven't tried it out, I just haven't been able to declutter it. So maybe this gives me the opportunity, since I just tried the other one, to kind of narrow it down and only keep one of them. So I'm happy with that choice. Two foundations. Let's move on to powder. I'm very happy with how this powder drawer is looking. I do think I want to pull in two powders again, more of like a foundation powder and then an under eye setting powder. So, well, maybe not, because then I'm not going to focus in on my project pan. I think I'm going to pull this one in because it is unopened. It's the Under Eye Brightening Setting Powder from Becca. Why I still have this in its box, nobody knows, but this is a good one because at least it's unopened. I'm using something that's in my drawer of shame. Plus, I can focus in on my Project Pan powder, which is more of a colored powder, not a translucent powder. Okay, I'm happy with that choice. Let's move on to cheap products. For powder bronzer, I'm pretty proud of myself. I've really put in the work to use the ones that were unopened. I only have two currently that are unopened, and I think we're going to crack into one of those today, and that'll be my last like unopened product for Shop My Stash, and it's going to be my newest bronzer actually. This is the Dior Forever Nude Bronze Glow, and this is in one of the limited edition packages that looks like this, and I'm interested to see how this works as a bronzer. Should I pull in another one just to be safe in case this doesn't work out? Yeah, I might. Let's do that. I'm gonna pull in maybe one that I wouldn't work on very often. Grab YSL. How about just like this little mini Becca one? This is in Capri Coast. I don't even think it's been used that much. Just kind of been keeping it for the memories. I have this bronzer here that has massive pan, but this is Bali Sands. It's one shade lighter. And since we're in summer, I'll use this one. And then that way it doesn't take up too much extra room in my drawer. Okay, so we have two bronzers. Don't usually do that, but that's okay. Let's move on to blush. It just makes me so happy looking at this drawer after doing my declutter. It really, really does. So I only have one unopened blush back here, but we're not going to pull any more unopened ones. I think, did I pull in this Giorgio Armani yet? Because this is kind of like my last true summer blush in like this orange shade. It's sad that I can't remember if I did or not. I don't think that I did. I'm pretty sure I didn't. This is the shade 30. So I'm going to pull this in. Let's do cream bronzer and blush, and then we'll go to highlight. All right, for the creams, I already know which ones I wanted to pull because I want to make sure that I'm pulling in my summer colors, and this is kind of my last chance to do it. This Victoria Beckham blush stick in Fever is my brightest blush. So I will be pulling in that for my cream. I'm kind of tempted to pull this one in as well because this is in the shade 30 and it's what got me to buy the Giorgio Armani. But see, this is what I can't remember if I pulled this in because I thought that I did, but maybe I went with the Danessa Myricks instead because they're very similar. And then I told myself next month and then I didn't actually do it. My memory is not great, is it? Really struggling here. I'm going to pull it as well. Yes. No, I'm going to wait. It could still work for fall, so I'm going to wait. And then for bronzer, I want to pull in my NARS. I always kind of wait on pulling this in because it is my favorite cream bronzer. So it's kind of like the Huda Beauty concealer where I try to focus in on other things and then this kind of gets neglected. This is in the shade 2 Laguna. And I would really love to just make more progress. This is something that I plan on finishing up once I get through my Project Pan cream bronzer. I think I'm going to focus in on this one or the Chanel. I'm debating between the two. But anyways, I'm going to use this for the next month and give it some love. Let's check out highlighters. I clearly had the hardest time decluttering highlight. I think that is apparent. I don't know which one I want to put in. Maybe this Guerlain. Well, I don't know. Oh shit, I just put my nail all in it trying to open it with one hand. Only because it's like cool tone, I'm kind of debating. It is kind of like a warm champagne, I guess. Just don't want it to conflict with my Project Pan. But I was kind of thinking my Dolce would want it because I really do love this highlight. And this looks a little bit more warm. My Project Pan highlight is very cool toned. So I think I'm going to go with my gut, use this one, and that'll be my highlight. So we just have lips and that's it. All right, here is the lip drawer. I vowed to myself that next Shop My Stash, I was going to pull in both of my Christian Audette lipsticks from Mel Thompson. They have just been sitting in the package for way too long. So they are the shades Puffin and Beauty. One's kind of a nude, one's kind of an orange. I really want to make sure I use this Puffin shade again before summer kind of ends. It'll just kind of go with all the orangey looks that I've pulled. So it is time that these get some use. I will probably keep the boxes though and put them in like my makeup memory box or something like that. And then for my other two, maybe we'll pull more of like a lip gloss formula, like a nude. This is from Bare Minerals in the shade Sugar. Really like this formula. I know I pulled a Bare Minerals gloss last time, but that's okay. We can pull another. And then maybe we'll just pull this one that's next to it. This is the Lawless Forget the Filler in Daisy. I don't love this color, but I really love to finish it. I had 3 minis. I purchased like a holiday set, and I told myself I couldn't purchase a full size until I finished all 3. I finished the other 2, but I'm just waiting on this one, and then I probably will purchase a full size of a better color. This is just a little bit too much of a baby pink. So there are my 4 lip products. Let me turn you around, kind of give you a recap, and we will finish off this video. All right, here is a quick recap of everything that I will be using for the next month or so. 2 of these items are new, never been used. Well, actually 4, I guess. Okay, 4. Oh well. A lot of these I do really love. I love specifically this bronzer. Really love this highlight. I think it's really beautiful. Kind of have some higher end products this month, like the Gucci the Dolce & Gabbana, the NARS, and then like counteracted with like the Wet n Wild. That's okay. I'm really happy with the choices here. I don't think it's too much. I think it's a good mix between new and old things. Kind of figure out if I like this foundation or not. So this is where we're going to wrap up my Shop My Stash for this month. I hope you're all having a great day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, everyone.